Don't you remember those moments when you were in love? When you thought you were on top of the world? When you thought you had everything in your life? What happened next? Did you go through rough waters? Don't we all? And then all of a sudden, you're found alone, dumped, or you dumped someone? This has happened to me. And I'm certain you know someone, or you might know someone, who it could have affected as well. What happens? Well, let's look how situations evolve. Number one is you're attracted to someone or to a certain kind of situation. And what do? You do anything and everything possible to try and make it happen in your perspective. One is you plant. You take the time to take care of it, to bring it up, to make certain it sprouts. Whether it is by talking or it is by actual hands-on experience. That's the first part. But then there's an acceptance. At the acceptance, the other person, whether it's a love relationship or a business relationship, accepts your offer. And if they accept your offer, you're in love. You have a mutual relationship. Do you know someone in this type of situation? I know I do. And it's good. But then what happens? We go through a period of roller coaster rides, up and downs, rough waters, where the waves smack you in the face. What happens next? The breakup. You see, winters are like breakups because we don't expect things to go wrong. We don't expect to have to end our relationships, whatever they may be. But what do? We focus on the breakup. We focus on being alone. We focus on the pain. We focus on the anxiety of not having what we want. But you know, many cycles later, when I've gone through this, and I look back at the times these have happened, and they still happen on occasion, I look back and I notice that it's all part of a cycle. In life, we go through obstacles. We go through challenges. We go through situations that we don't really necessarily like. But in order to grow, in order to see something better on the other side, we have to go through these situations. Otherwise, life would be really boring. But what do some people choose to do during that negative moment in life? They choose to do exaggerated negative situations. They choose to not want to be in this life. For what? Because at the moment they don't feel right. And they exaggerate. And they take it to the next level. To a level which you cannot come back from. Why do people do this? It's because they don't have enough friends. Because they don't have worthy friends of communicating with. And that's where people like myself come in. We come in to talk to people like you and make sure you're on a path, on an empowering path that will take you to a better lifestyle, that will take you to realize that that situation of despair is actually a moment for you to have an opportunity to grow more than you've ever done in your current life. You see, life is like the seasons. First, we have the spring, where we have a chance to plant whatever seed we want. We don't have to be there to see it grow. God takes care of the growing part. But we have to take care of the nurturing part of it. Making sure it's watered. It has enough sunlight. It has enough minerals. Getting my drift? Then what happens next? If the plant loves what we've done, God will make it grow. And there's an acceptance. Because as it grows, it produces. It produces fruit. Fruit that you and I know it is worthy of eating. But then what happens next? We go through rough waters. These rough waters sometimes are arguments, sometimes are disagreements, sometimes lead to pain, sometimes lead to anxiety. Know anyone in these types of situations? Now, if you don't handle these in time, what happens? The breakup. Winter comes around, and you wind up being on your own. You wind up getting fired. You wind up getting dumped. I'm certain you know someone in this situation. And come on, to think of it, you know you've been through this type of situation at one point in your life or another. It's normal to go through these types of situations. What do I suggest to you? Learn from your mistakes. Learn from your winters. Because what you planted in the spring and you took advantage of during the summer led to the rough waters in fall, which now in winter you seem to have the upper hand in noticing that when you hit rock bottom, what's the only way you've got to go? Up. So start all over again. Every day should be taken this same way. Every day you have a chance to start all over again. Every day you have a chance to be a better version of yourself. So what are you waiting for? Let's get to it. Let's make a better version of you, and let's start to plant what we want. Because there's always an opportunity to do it. Always. Don't forget that, and stop focusing on the negative stuff. We don't have time for that negative stuff, unless it's to grow. Blessings to you every day and every way.